Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an advanced Dungeons & Dragons advice video on artifacts and relics. Before I get into this though, if you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you would hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content on social media, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. If you enjoy a good book, check out my author page on Amazon. My pen name is H.L. Anderson. You can find all of my books there. I like to think I write good stories that make you think. I wrote a 3-book science fiction western series called Drifters. I wrote a fun story about a house in New Orleans where the monsters all hang out. It's called The House Off Farrago Road. I wrote a political fantasy called The Righteous President. And I wrote a futuristic science fiction warfare type thing, space warfare. There's 2 now. I'm working on the 3rd one. The first one is Vanguard 1. The second one is Task Force Terminus. I hope you get them. It's like a study in humanity from an alien perspective. Hope you get them, and I hope you like them. All right, on with artifacts and relics. In Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, there are a great many magic items a player character can run across. Most of them are listed in the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Dungeon Master's Guide and in the Unearthed Arcana tomes. Always read up on each item very thoroughly before you put one in your game. Some of these items can seriously undermine or throw your game off balance. It's an easy mistake to make, and every DM should be wary of it. I have made that mistake a number of times. Other dungeon masters have made it as well. It's a common mistake. You put an item in your game that's too powerful or does a specific thing that undermines your game. You got to be careful about that. Also, to properly appreciate any magic item, the player must feel its significance and its impact. Accordingly, all magic items should be exceedingly rare. The rarest and most precious of all magic items are the artifacts and relics. I heard them referred to at one point as garbage of the gods. I don't really care for that moniker because a lot of them are used by gods and demons and devils and like that, powerful beings. A lot of them are imbued with the power of these things. So it's not that they're garbage, it's that they, I don't know, misplaced sometimes, I guess. I don't know. Garbage is not the right word. That's all I'm saying. Artifacts and relics are found in the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Dungeon Master's Guide, listed on page 124 in Table 3E. The descriptions of these items are in that same book on pages 155 through 164. This section begins with a general description of artifacts and relics as they pertain to a campaign. I suggest you read through that section 2 or 3 times at a minimum to ensure that you understand the power and perils of these items. I cannot stress enough how dangerous owning one of these items can be. Do not take them lightly. If you're a player and you come across one, consider if you want it or not. Because sometimes sometimes you don't want it. The power is just not worth the price. That's all I'm saying. Regardless of the warnings and suggestions, many dungeon masters run artifacts and relics as though they were just another magic item, just a very powerful magic item or whatever. Any dungeon master who does so is doing a disservice to both his players and his game. Artifacts and relics are so much more. They have a backstory. They have a history. They can take your game to a new level just by being in the game. One of the inherent dangers of owning any magic item is the propensity for powerful beings, demons, devils, daemons, powerful wizards and clerics, etc., gods, who want to relieve the player character of these items. This should be a real and palpable threat which your players will have to deal with. The more powerful the item, the greater the threat of attracting a powerful being. If the item happens to be a relic or artifact, multiply that threat level by 10 or more. I cannot stress enough how artifacts can undermine a game. I also cannot stress enough how badly powerful beings will want these artifacts. A human or another, a mortal character, I should say, because there's non-humans in the game. A mortal character is subject to all kinds of curses and side effects and things. Most gods can ignore that. Most demons can ignore that. So when they get a relic or an artifact, all they get is the good stuff. You see what I'm saying? So it would behoove them to acquire as many of them as possible. And gee, so you're telling as for example a powerful devil or a demon. Gee, I want that item and it's being held by a ninth level character by himself. Well, and he's got a group of ninth level characters with him. Who cares? I'll just go get it. I'll kill him and take it. What the hell? What has he got to fear? You see what I'm saying? And this is I'm not saying that's the only threat, but that's the threat that, in my opinion, most dungeon masters seem to ignore. In games I have played in where a character has gotten an artifact, they use it like a magic item and go on. Most dungeon masters don't take into account that somebody's going to want that. Oh, I lost that. I'm going to go get it from that guy. Well, he's just a pissant. Who cares, right? It's just another mortal. That kind of thing. Or if it's a powerful wizard who wants it, gee, I'll hire these guys to help me kick the crap out of him and get it. You know, that kind of thing. And those are generalities. But my point being is you understand what I'm saying. Somebody's going to want that. It's going to attract attention. As a player, I have lost powerful items a number of times to powerful demons and devils, and once to a very clever thief in the employ of a powerful wizard. On 2 separate occasions, I lost artifacts to powerful villains. I lost the Iron Flask of Tyranny to the Tyranny the Merciless, to a powerful cleric of Asmodeus. And then I lost the Orb of the Hatchling to an ancient huge white dragon who wanted to build an army of dragons. This is part and parcel of owning such items. My character didn't always survive these encounters, because if you've got a powerful item, you want to keep it. Well, how do you keep it? Sometimes you have to fight for it. Sometimes you lose. It's just the way it goes. As a dungeon master, it would behoove you to want such powerful items out of your game unless they play a specific part in the story. If according to the storyline, the players are supposed to have that, then you don't want to take it away from them. But you want them to feel like other beings want to take it from them, to show the power level and how desirable such an item is, and to impress upon them the danger of having it. Greater beings taking the item from your player characters plays right into wanting to take excess items out of your game. If you have okay, I don't know why this would ever happen, but say for example you have a 4th or 5th level character, a group of 4th or 5th level characters, and one of them stumbles on an area that you hadn't prepared for, and you roll randomly, and it comes up an artifact. Roll for something else, okay? Because this guy's not powerful enough to keep it. The whole group is not powerful enough to keep it. Unless it's part of the game and you want them to have it, that's fine. But if it's just a random determination, roll for something else. Don't give it to them. If they get, for whatever reason, they come across a horde of magic items, and almost everybody dies except for one or 2 player characters, and they all have this massive horde of magic items that was supposed to be for the whole group, yeah, you want the excess items to be gone. Okay? That's just the way it is. And that's not to say you should pummel your players' characters every game session and rob them blind using whatever sentient monster available to you. That's not what we're saying. You must use this tactic judiciously and only for items worth the being's trouble. A +1 dagger is hardly worth a demon's time. A staff of power, however, or an artifact or a relic, that's a whole other story. I can see a demon wanting a staff of power. I can see a powerful lich wanting the axe of the Dwarven Lords. I can see that. You see what I'm saying? A +1 dagger, not so much. Just saying. So yeah, if you're running your game where magic item or relics and artifacts are just another type of a magic item, yeah, you're doing it wrong. That's all I'm saying. Again, I'm not trying to tell people how to run their games. I'm just trying to help out, try to make your game better because been doing this a damn long time, and I'm trying to share experience. And if you want to use, abuse, or ignore my advice, please do so. The objective of the game is to have fun. If your players are having fun, you're doing it right. That's all I'm saying. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all. Vanguard 1, Devo Polan, a scientific representative from a pacifist race called the Gandhiri, has come to Earth to learn the one thing that humans do better than anyone else in the galaxy: to fight. In the sequel, Task Force Terminus, Earth is at war with an alien race called the Amdola. Devo Polan's new commission in the Terran fleet exposes him to bigotry and treachery, and he comes to realize that sometimes political and military maneuvering are one and the same.